Have you ever asked yourself why RuneScape has actually been losing a massive amount of players? You can clearly tell that in the past, RuneScape was averaging closer to 150,000 players, but now even on their website it only says approximately 70,000. And even with all of that, it says that there is 70,000, I can very slightly see the actual player interaction in game. A lot of the players are actually now just bots or just random people that are spamming and aren't actually playing the game the way you're supposed to. It's pretty dead at the moment, and I want to go into further detail to actually explore this and see how the past is compared to now. So yeah, without any further ado, please smash that subscribe button, like the video, and comment for more videos. And hopefully we'll get into more detail in the next clip. Hello everybody, today I've set up a schedule for us. I want to talk about the first thing on my list, which is RuneScape YouTubers and the example and the effect of how they're affecting RuneScape. Now, the first example I want to use is Moplox. Moplox is a YouTuber generating over 100,000 views and carries over 145,000 subscribers. That is a massive amount of viewers and players that are watching the game. That is actually more than the RuneScape player base currently logged in. And the reason for that is that most people run with Moplox. Moplox and other YouTubers like him generate a hype for RuneScape, and he's quit and makes very rarely any videos. Another example is Mr. Bug, also with 80,000 subscribers, another massive amount carrying the RuneScape community, who has also quit, and his most recent video is 10 months ago. That is a very, very long time. And without any of these YouTubers, there's no hype, which means players in the RuneScape community don't want to play anymore. The biggest example is Chris Archiport, which is Productions. He basically gets clips from the community and puts them together and makes videos on that. He gets 200,000 views a video, which is insane, guys. And he's quit, his most recent video being 2 years ago. That is double, almost triple the actual RuneScape player base. Imagine all these YouTubers came back, there would be a massive influx in RuneScape players. And that is because all these YouTubers generate RuneScape a hype. They hype up the players and make the players actually play the game rather than just looking at the game or watching it. Now, the bad thing about this is that if you guys lose these YouTubers, you actually lose the hype of RuneScape players, which means you lose RuneScape players and make them actually shift to a different game. Another big example, kind of like Chris Archiport, is SparkMac Live, except he generates a bit less than Chris Archiport. Now, SparkMac Live is famous and is known, and his most recent video is pretty recent, which is 2 days ago. But you can tell that by looking at his past videos 2 months ago, 3 months ago, 4 months ago, 5 months ago, he only makes videos on rare occasions. And honestly, I don't want to put out any legitimate statements. That is a fact. I believe that most YouTubers currently come on not for the hype purpose, but for the profit that they're making off of a video. And that means if they do not enjoy the video, they are losing and making the players not hyped and not play the game. Now, there's nothing wrong with that. They have the decision. They can do whatever they want. All I'm saying is that it does affect the RuneScape community itself as a whole. Now, there are other YouTubers and Twitch streamers that I don't want to mention because I'm not too sure if they're just taking a break or if they're actually quitting, but there's a lot of things that are currently affecting in terms of that end. Because if we don't keep the YouTubers, then RuneScape itself will die. So I want everybody right now to go subscribe to not only me, but to other YouTubers so that we can bring them back and make them make videos on things like this and on RuneScape so we can hype it up and bring them back. And whoa, what do we have here, boys? We got the whole guard army trying to protect the RuneScape player base, boys. Look at this. They're standing in between me and the Grand Exchange because they know if I run through, I'm going to destroy. I'm joking, boys. But look how dope that is. That's pretty cool. And thanks to the captain, boys, because he has done a great job setting his little army right there, standing in front of Grand Exchange, all different levels, different races, fighting for the same cause of helping RuneScape revive again. Alright boys, now another thing that I'd like to talk about, and that's probably another important aspect, is the RuneScape development. Yeah, I know that's an iffy topic to talk about, but I think I should say it off straight away and right off the bat. Now, RuneScape development is very poor, and I'm not talking about the actual coding aspect of it, but I'm talking about the idea aspect of it. RuneScape is losing a lot of players because of this, and that is that RuneScape is built upon a level 126 stat max, and everybody currently has that. So basically, if I'm a new player and I join in and I want to PK, there's no one to PK because everybody has spent hours and hours and days and weeks to achieve that 126. RuneScape isn't welcoming for new players, and that's got to change. We got to somehow change that. Because I'll tell you something, if I wasn't a RuneScape player that was dedicated to helping the game and that was actually enjoying the game, 100% I wouldn't be playing it. Just because I'd want to come on and PK. And if I don't have that ability because everybody's a level 126, then I would definitely not play. And that is something RuneScape's got to repair. And I'm talking to you, RuneScape. If you're watching this, any of the mods or the coders or whatever that are in charge of RuneScape, you got to make it more level 1/starter like appealing. Because if there's no one to PK, there's no point of the game. If there's no enthusiasm and if there's no events that are based upon beginners, you're not going to get any. And that's something that you guys all have to know. Because if we don't try and push towards getting new RuneScape players rather than keeping the old ones, there's going to be a massive loss. And that's why sometimes if I talk to people, they tell me there should be a reset. But I don't want to do that because then you lose the RuneScape, like the original, the loyal RuneScape players. So I don't know how they want to change it, but they should definitely push towards getting more new players to RuneScape and making the game more new player friendly so that they can PK and have fun. Alright, and down to the final last thing that I want to talk about in general, in terms of why RuneScape is dying. Pking, boys. The wilderness is killing RuneScape. There is a lack of players in the wilderness. If you guys came on a couple years ago, 2-3 years ago, when I actually used to play like insane. Now I do, but not the amount of time that I used to do. And now it's more like PVM/top 10 videos, if you guys can see. I want to tell you something. RuneScape a year or two ago had like triple the amount of players in the wilderness right now. You guys can see a lot of people might be like, oh, that's a lot of players right now. But they used to have triple that amount of players approximately a year or two ago. That tells you a lot on its own. That tells you that a lot of people aren't PKing. And another thing that it tells you is that right now, you're not getting any new players to come in. Because all the new players are coming in, they want to PK, but they can't. Because everybody's on level 126, so they leave. And that even affects the old players, or people that have played but haven't achieved a level 126. For example, me. Let me tell you that. I have an account that isn't maxed, but it's quite high level. So on that account, I'm good. But on an account like this, where I'm not that high of a level, I can't PK anybody. You can look around. There's like 1-2 guys, and that's it. So if I was a player and this was my only account, I would definitely not be playing RuneScape. And I've dealt with that. I played RuneScape for a long time. I played RuneScape when I was probably in grade 5 or 6, which is a long time ago. I mean a long time ago. And with all of that, I can still say that at some occasions I do get bored. Even though I know the amount of things I can do, and I am with my level 80 account, you do get bored long-term wise. Now, I want to let everybody know, if you guys would like more videos, I have somebody that can speak in more detail about that. All you got to do is like the video, comment, and subscribe. And if we get, I'll be generous here, if we get 20 likes, I'm going to do a part 2, and I'm going to bring the guy that I don't want to release to this interview, and he'll discuss more with you. Nonetheless, guys, hope you guys enjoyed, and peace out, guys.